and welcome to the first Women's Supa-Liga game of the week between the Northern Hawks and the West Coast Cobras. Cobras coming off a 3-0 victory last week to the Andinas, whilst the Northern Hawks, I believe, had a fixture postponement, if I'm not mistaken. And just going through the lineups for the West Coast Cobras, it's Eleanor Bates, the number 21, Sarah Ranieri, the number 3, Marco Kant, the number 7, Annie Leyland, the number 1, Crystal J. Brooke, the number 22, Shelby Cochran, the number 4, Taylor Reid, the number 24, and Lauren Conti, the number 2. And for the Northern Hawks, Carla Edwards in net, Emma Elias, the number 33, Matilda Boyle, the number 6, Sophie Podmore, the number 3, Danielle Suckling, the number 19, Dakota Jade Van Voigt, the number 11, Claudia Holt, the number 38, Sienna Cravacor, the number 20, Tasha Downing, the number 12, and Hannah Reynolds, the number 18, as Ranieri. In the middle, Eleanor Bates. And back to Leyland. A good ball to Cochran. Conti through the legs. And Bates looks to get beyond Van Voigt, but not on that occasion. Ranieri, Kontanabali, and a ball forward for Ranieri, who can shoot. And it's locked behind.
Conti have a shot. Set, Shelby, back post.
And Ranieri, left for Kontanabali. And she fires that one not far away.
Nice, Conti. Drop off.
And the Cobras dropping off to halfway. Elias, Matilda Boyle. And looking for the reverse ball for Suckling. Boyle, Elias. And back to Boyle. And Boyle on the right foot, but Leyland's equal to it. Now Annie Leyland to Eleanor Bates. Cochran, one back by Boyle. Across to Suckling. And now Carla Edwards to the feet of Van Voigt. Boyle. And gets beyond one and another. Ball outside. Can Suckling work the back post? Van Voigt. Leyland claims it. And now a chance for a quick counter-attack. Eleanor Bates is away, but a touch took her backwards. Now Ranieri. And the ball forward by Ranieri, looking for Cochran, but a little bit overhit. And Boyle. Elias, a great ball through, but it's a loose pass by Suckling. Ranieri looking through, but nothing doing on that occasion. Elias. And Kontanabali. Elias now. Boyle. She's got space to drive forward. And the ball in the middle. It's a chance for the Hawks. And it fell at the feet of Van Voigt, but Leyland collected it. And now Ranieri. Kontanabali back to goal under pressure. Across to Eleanor Bates. And again the Hawks dressing high, but the Cobras deal with it well. And Cochran allows Suckling to poke that one out. And Eleanor Bates. Ranieri in the middle. Bates, ball through. And Kontanabali, if she could have got there, would have had a chance. But it didn't quite react in time. As Edwards releases Boyle, who played with the West Coast Cobras in Brisbane for the Supa-Liga Australia Championships a couple months ago. And Boyle, one back by Conti, Suckling, Boyle, And through ball, intercepted by Conti and now Ranieri. Goes down the line to Conti. And Conti's broken forward. Can she beat Boyle? And the through ball, looking for Ranieri. And Ilias now neither side yet to make a substitution thus far. Who will be the first to do so? Cochrane, Leyland clears, Conti in the middle, Ranieri, Eleanor Bates, and now a chance if she can work the ball through to Cochrane. Cochrane needed to take it in her stride. She had a half pass shot and wasn't very effective on that occasion. As Suckling, Boyle, down the line, but blocked by Conti. And Van Voigt. The Cobras will get it back from the side as we see the first substitution of the match made. Taylor Reid coming on for Shelby Cochrane as Eleanor Bates. And the ball through, looking for Reid. And Suckling in the middle. Emma Ilias. Boyle gets beyond Bates. And now Van Voigt with a chance. Needed to take it on her left foot. Boyle goes for the shot. Ranieri. And the ball through. Conti. Can she beat Van Voigt? She's still going, Conti, from the tightest of angles. Reid's there, but Boyle cleans it up. And Boyle's got to be careful. Conti! What a save by Edwards! And on the follow-up, it's finished by Reid. And it was a great initial save by Carla Edwards. But Reid, right place, right time. The Cobras take the lead. And we can see there, Boyle trying to be a bit too cute. Her pass falling up in the air. Conti smacks it at Edwards and Reid on the follow-up into the roof of the net. And the underdogs take the lead. And Eleanor Bates, Crystal Jade Brooke on for the Cobras, along with Marco Kant. The Hawks making their first couple of substitutions. Crevacore and Sophie Podmore on. Podmore set the league alight this season. She's been stellar since coming back from injury, and she's happy to sit in that fixer role, but she's given it away here. And now Reid again. Marco Kant, a loose ball. Brooke's got to get back. And Brooke does well to keep Ilias at bay. And Bates in the middle. Crystal J. Brooke! And that one didn't miss by much. Break through the Hawks defense. And it actually missed to the far side. And now Podmore, Crevacore, down the line, the return ball, and Ilias, Marco Kant. The Cobras are playing very well. Reid and Bates can't beat Podmore, and now it's a 3-on-2, down the line, Crevacore's at the back post, Leyland saves at the near. And Leyland, Brooke, Bates, one back by Podmore. Marco Kant's got to go in hard. Podmore back off her. And now a little Bates with a chance. But that one claimed by Edwards. Crevacore. Podmore. Back to Crevacore. And Leyland. That went into Crevacore. Kant on the second attempt clears, and it's a handball by Sienna Crevacore. And Sarah Ranieri checking back on for Eleanor Bates. Cobras a 1-0 lead. 9 minutes into this game, courtesy of the Taylor Reid goal. And the last time these two sides played, The Emmy Elias goal was enough to give the Hawks the 1-0 victory. And Reid. Ranieri over the top. Podmore brings it down. And Reid trying to win it back. And now Reid, a loose pass. Podmore, Reynolds, and a loose ball. And Ranieri can get shooting from this kind of distance. As Lauren Kontanabali checks on the goal scorer, Reid makes her way to the bench. And Ranieri, she can strike him on the left foot. We know that, and she does it. And the deflection is taking it in. Marco Khan with the last touch. And the Cobras double their advantage. Ranieri with the assist, Marco Khan with the goal. And 2-0 to the West Coast Cobras. And we'll see if we caught that one back on the replay. And Jade Brooke to the left boot of Ranieri, and Khan didn't know too much about it, but she's not going to mind. Sophie Podmore downing Crevecoeur in the middle, and Khan's away now. She can dribble at Podmore. Brooke on the overlap. Inside to Khan, but Podmore collects. And a great ball over the top by Podmore. Reynolds, but Ranieri, she's got Brooke over the top, but gets that throw awfully wrong. And now downing Podmore. The ball through, won by Ranieri, and Brooke beats Podmore, and still Brooke trying to find a way through. And Edwards releases Downing, who looks for Crevecoeur, and Kontanabali. Ranieri looking for the diagonal ball. Podmore scuffs the pass out. Downing, Crevecoeur! But she messed up her touch where it mattered most. And now Crystal Jade Brooke and Marco Khan checking off to the bench. Cochrane and Bates back on, and Cochrane down the line. Lauren Conti. Cochrane got in the way of the diagonal ball, looking for Bates. And now Podmore, Crevecoeur, given away. Eleanor Bates. It's the 2-on-1 for the Cobras, but that's a good save by Edwards. And Edwards goes long. And that one bounces through to Leyland. And Eleanor Bates looking for that diagonal ball, finding Conti, but not on this occasion. And Downing, Reynolds, a loose pass really. As we see Claudia Holt, her first induction of the match. And a loose ball from Ranieri, perhaps needed to take a touch there. And Downing, Podmore, Crevecoeur peels off. And Downing again, Holt. Possession changes hands once again. Eleanor Bates. And the ball looking through for Conti. But now Edwards. Crevecoeur. Plays it to Holt. The through ball there from Podmore's a good one. But Downing plays it off Bates and will get it back from the side. Crevecoeur in the middle. Downing. It looks to be Kontanabali. Recycles with Podmore instead. Now Podmore, it's a good ball through, but Leyland reads it. And now Kontanabali. And back to Bates. His ball forward finds Cochrane. And Cochrane. Holt deals with it and deflected through to Edwards. 5 minutes left in this first half. 2-0 to the West Coast Cobras. As we see Suckling back on, but a loose pass immediately as she gets on the ball. And Bates, Cochrane, and ball across the court, but it's not a good one. Now a chance for the Hawks to take it quickly, and that one's gone in, but the whistle was blown. Hawks, or the Cobras perhaps, getting away with one there. The Hawks will be kicking themselves that they weren't a little bit more cautious, a little bit more attention to detail with putting that ball on the line. And the Cobras will get it back further up the court now. Eleanor Bates in the middle, but a stray ball. And with 5 minutes remaining in the first half, the Hawks will be looking to find a way back in. Leyland, she's off her line, and it's gone in. Leyland getting caught out there. Perhaps should have cleared on the first attempt. We'll have a look at it back on the replay. The Hawks getting one back, and they're well within a chance now. As you can see, just love forward by Boyle. Leyland coming out to clear, and she tried to go for a bit of a run herself, but it was finished by Suckling, I believe, is Van Voigt and Boyle. And Bates, got to be careful there. Given away in the middle to Boyle, but now Cochrane in a tussle, and Boyle does well. And Holt, Suckling, and down the line, it's a good ball, but Bates puts it behind. And West Coast Cobras coach in Supa-Liga MVP Luke Ross calling a timeout for his side. They want to make sure his women don't give away another one before the halftime interval. This looks to be the Northern Hawks with the momentum ever since that second goal went in. But now they've got a chance on the break, the Cobras. The back post, and Marco Khan with another chance. Not far away there. It was well worked by Shelby Cochrane to find the number 7 at the back post. And now Elias. And a 2-on-1 again for the Cobras. Can they make it count? Bates trying to be a bit cheeky with the ball inside, but it didn't pay dividends. And Cochrane through to Marco Khan. Can she finish? Edwards says no. And the ball over the top, flicked on by Boyle. And Marco Khan lays off Cochrane, who was almost into score, but a good bit of defensive acumen from Elias, who's gone on a run herself. And Eleanor Bates circles back around, and now Leyland back to Eleanor Bates. But that one's given away. Suckling, and cleared away by Bates, who makes up for her initial error. And Van Voigt given away. Crystal Jadebrook skips past Van Voigt, and this is a big chance for the West Coast Cobras, but just couldn't hit the target. Jadebrook, she's very lethal in those 1v1 scenarios, as has been proven on a couple of times already. Just couldn't hit the target on either occasion. Now the Cobras, after that goal went in, creating a couple of chances. They're just not making them count. It's Boyle 1v1 with Brooke. Elias marshaled well enough by Bates, and now we will have a quick timeout for the West Coast Cobras. 2-1 with a minute and 46 played on the, or a minute and 46 left in the first half rather. And wow, what a game we've got in our hands, as close as ever. 2-1 to the West Coast Cobras. Get yourselves a drink, get yourselves a snack in, strap yourselves in. We'll be back in just a moment. Now, both sides take the court. A side ball on the far end for the West Coast Cobras. Crystal Jade Brooke looks like she'll be the player to stand over it. In fact, she leaves it for Bates. Now Crystal Jade Brooke, got to be careful getting pressed up high there by Suckling. And Van Voigt to Boyle, and now Van Voigt again. And Boyle, can she beat Reed? Taylor Reed says no. And Van Voigt, Emma Elias, and down the line, Eleanor Bates now for the West Coast Cobras. Can they muster up something before halftime? Bates inside, Brooke. She's got runners on the overlap. Eleanor Bates, Reed! That was a big opportunity. Reed had to do better there. The goal mouth was wide open, and it would have been a chance to put the Cobras further in the lead. But it's gone begging. The Hawks live to die another day. And Elias, Matilda Boyle, and Van Voigt keeps it in nicely. And now Suckling, her reverse pass led astray. As Eleanor Bates checking off to the bench, Ranieri back on, and Brooke. Marco Kant does well, but she slips over. And it looks like the number 7 may be in a bit of pain. Looks like she's okay, but left a sweat mark on the court, so we're going to have to get the 4th official to deal with that one. It's Albert Miyampe, the referee on the near side, does his job and cleans that one up. The safety is the number 1 priority here at the Supa-Liga. Van Voigt, ball across to Suckling, who can hit them on the left foot, inside to the back post, and Marco can't. Her ball looking for the run of Reed, but can't find her on that occasion. And now Matilda Boyle. Van Voigt under pressure, and Ranieri can't get on the right side of Suckling. Now Boyle, he's got Elias in support, Emma Elias looking down the line. Brooke, Ranieri, uses Marco Khan, and across, Taylor Reed, ball over the top. And Boyle, the long ball over, and that one wasn't far away. They've got a corner in the dying embers. 9 seconds left. Can the Hawks peg one back before the halftime break? Suckling up the line, can hit them on the left. Dakota Van Voigt is looming at the back post, and Elias on the far side of the court will perhaps look for a shot. And that one off the bar. Tipped into the crossbar. In fact, no. The West Coast Cobras will get it back. Now chance for Brooke. She's got to be efficient. But time will run out for the Cobras. And we'll go into the halftime break at 2-1. Taylor Reed and Marco Kant, the 2 goal scorers for the West Coast Cobras. And it looks like it was Danielle Suckling putting one on the board for the Northern Hawks. But what a closely contested contest we have on our hands. And don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple moments with all the action from the second half. And we're back with the second half. Emma Elias, has it gone in? Not far away at all. Almost catching Leyland off guard with the shot chip. As Bates, Ranieri over the top, and that's a good ball. Eleanor Bates on the left foot, looking for the back post, but Boyle deals with it. And Bates on the follow-up, dealt with again. And now Eleanor Bates can hit them on the left foot. Bates to the back post, one back by Boyle. She had Podmore on the overlap, but opted to go herself instead and lost out to Ranieri. Brooke, Eleanor Bates in the middle. And Conti cleans up. Bates, ball through. Podmore does well. Now Emma Elias. The Hawks have no cover. Will it prove costly? Not on this occasion. The ball goes out at the far side.
Say hi. Press.
And Ranieri. The long ball. Boyle wins it off Bates. Emma Elias
Again, pass
to the flank. And Elias scoops forward. Leyland claims it. Ranieri now. And the through ball. And it's a good one. Can she get that first crystal trade, Brooke? Not quite. Edwards does what she had to do. And Matilda Boyle. Podmore. Back to Boyle. Elias on the flank. And Podmore receives off Boyle again. And Podmore not getting her angles right. Elias can't pick that one up off her. And now the ball to the back post, but it's a great diving save by Edwards. Conti was crashing in there and surely would have added the finishing touch if the ball wasn't dealt with. And now Conti. Ranieri leaves for Cochrane. Cochrane inside, down the line. And now Ranieri! And that's a good strike from the number 3, but didn't quite have the direction it needed. Elias, a great turn inside. Emma Elias! Can they finish? Cochrane does enough. And the Cobras get away with one there. And now Conti still going at it with Boyle. Boyle calms it down. And now Podmore. Boyle again. And back rolls it for Podmore, but a loose pass really is Crevacore and Reynolds.
Danny, Matilda next.
In fact, it was Crevacore and I believe Reynolds looking to come back on for the Hawks. There's Ranieri fired. Boyle defends well. Reynolds and Crevacore back on. Now Conti, ball forward. Ranieri, can she get her shot off? Podmore. In the middle. Continabali. Oh, that didn't miss by much, Lauren. Continabali. A ball flashing past the post, and the Cobras will want one more to give him that 2-goal buffer. It's Podmore. Elias. Reynolds. Elias again, and Podmore once more. Crevacore, the big pivot, loses out. Eleanor Bates, Cochrane, a loose ball. Bates is under pressure, and looks like it did go out.
You get in front, you've got to back in.
And now a chance from the side ball for the Northern Hawks. A shot by Podmore, got way rid of the goal. Now Leyland over the top for Reed. Can't just well. And Cochrane's there. The ball was hit too heavy. She's had to place it into the pass to the number 4 on the West Coast Cobras. would have been into score.
Not as early.
And a bit of a mismatch. Crevacore on Marco Kant. The number 20 for the Hawks having the size advantage, and it'll be something the Northern Hawks can look to exploit. A big target for Perth Red Star in the outdoor game. Sienna Crevacore, and she's come back from a long-term injury as Emma Elias. That's Crevacore, but blocked by Cochrane.
Sienna in the box.
And Pudmore for Elias, but had to go with the back row. She went with the inside of her foot, and the ball just trickling out.
A little earlier.
And that ball played away by Bates. And the ball skipped in the middle. Cochrane, there's a foul given for the Northern Hawks. And this is well within range.
Sienna, on the
Can
ball.
they
Run over
finish
the ball.
from here and
No,
put themselves back at level pegging?
run over the ball. It's not indirect, it's direct. Sienna, don't touch it. Just run over the ball. At that far post.
And will we
Sienna.
see something that's been worked on in the training ground? Crevacore, Podmore, saved on the way. In fact, I think it might have been blocked on the line.
M next.
Edwards, Emma Elias, Podmore, Reynolds, and Podmore, a loose touch.
And a quick kick goal side. Hand kick goal side, then fix it.
Eleanor Bates, and the ball through, but it's intercepted by Reynolds, who does well, but Reed does better.
Fine.
And the Podmore does the best out of them all, but she looks to find Crevacore, and now she's got it. Crevacore shot blocked by Reed. Only as far as Elias now.
Emma.
Now Sarah Ranieri. Cochrane. Ranieri, Reed, ball through. And now a chance. Reynolds. And the West Coast Cobras get it back. In fact, the decision has been overruled. The Northern Hawks will have it from the side. Downing. Still Downing. Now it's fallen as far as Reynolds. In fact, it's Podmore. Looks like the play's been held up for an injury. Taylor Reid copping it with that strong defensive block. And we hope she is okay. She looks to be in a lot of pain. And she's played very well today, Reid. One of the goal scorers for the West Coast Cobras. Will they be a player down for the rest of the match? Will she be able to carry on? It doesn't look likely. Downing from the Northern Hawks, being very supportive. And the fourth official, Shane Lance, has helped her up in giving her an ice pack. So we'll see. Looks like she will check off to the bench. And it's going to be a drop ball. Northern Hawks last in possession, so they're going to get it back. Podmore, 11 minutes to go. Reynolds, Crevacore, and put out by Brooke. Reynolds gets past Cochrane, and so does Podmore, and Podmore fires. Brooke driving forward. Crevacore wins it back, and that's a one-on-one with Ranieri. Ranieri does very well there, marshalling her out of play. Ranieri, ball in the middle, one in front by Podmore. Crevacore Into Podmore, Norman's at the back post. Crevacore on the follow-up. Crystal J. Brooke. Cochrane. Can she work the back post? Cuts inside. Cochrane. They've got a corner, the West Coast Cobras. Cochrane did very well there. Ranieri fires, and that one wasn't far away. Sophie Podmore checks to the bench. Matilda Boyle back on now. And that throw beating everyone all the way through to Leyland. And Marco can't. It's a great diagonal ball through. But Downing. And now Reynolds in the middle. Crevacore, Ranieri, Marco can't, Cochrane. And the ball forward to no one in particular. Now Downing. Boyle. Crevacore lets it run. The West Coast Cobras will get it back from the side.
Hannah, press in there, coming off next. Press, no prep.
Conti, ball over the top, into the path of Marco can't. But Edwards collects on the edge of the tee. And Reynolds has played well since coming on in this second half. And Downing, 1-2. Ranieri intercepts in front of Crevacore, and now Ranieri under pressure and puts it into touch.
Tash, go to goal. Tash, go forwards.
And Boyle Suckling on now, and Boyle trying to play Crevacore, but nothing doing.
Tash forward. Stay.
And Continabali beats Downing, now Brooke. For the Hawks, get back in numbers. The Cobras will have a sideline kick in. 8 minutes left. Crystal J. Brooke standing over it. And Ranieri. That one's given away. Crevacore. Looks to beat Conti, but Conti's won it back, and Boyle's won it back off Conti. Crevacore again. Loose ball, Downing, Suckling. Conti's won it back, and she can drive at the Northern Hawks defense. The resets with Eleanor Bates, and the ball over the top. Oh, that was a last-ditch save from Edwards, who misjudged it. It was a diagonal pass, almost turning into a shot. It reminds me of when a corner or a cross gets scored in outdoor. Just wrong footing the keeper, and very nearly on that occasion wrong footing Edwards, but she did extremely well to recover. Eleanor Bates, Conti, and the lobbed ball forward, but the Hawks will get it back, and Edwards drops it at the feet of Boyle, and the Cobras retreat into their own half. Boyle allowed to bring it up to halfway, and Boyle can't beat Bates. And now Suckling. The ball looking for Claudia Holt, but she couldn't quite get there in time.
Go up there and stay with her.
Eleanor Bates. Ranieri. And the Hawks step up. They've got to be careful. Holt's won it high up the field. But the Cobras recover, and they get the block in. Can they hold on? Will the 2 goals be enough for the 3 points? Or do the Hawks have something left in the tank? That ball over the top for Bates. And now Downing. Boyle, she can shoot. Ranieri blocks it. And Continabali under pressure by Boyle, and the Hawks will get it back from the side. And Suckling fires on the left over the bar. Leyland. Bates ball blocked by Downing. Brooke. And that's a bit of a hospital ball from Ranieri. Suckling! Fires over the bar. The Hawks need to start putting away these chances. They're pressing very high. Ranieri goes, checks in the middle. And Eleanor Bates now. Ranieri's running off her. And Brooke. Kontinabali. Ranieri. And the ball through. It's a good one for Brooke. But she can't finish. Maybe should have tried to take it around Edwards there and finish into the empty net. She went with the first time shot, but just can't find the goal. And the Hawks, inside the final 5 minutes, are playing the fly keeper. And Kontinabali, a chance for the Hawks. Suckling, Leyland, ball still alive, and it's been headed over. Another chance going begging. Leyland getting let off there. The Cobras will get it back. And Cochrane, Ranieri, Eleanor Bates, ball down the line. Matilda Boyle, and we see Edwards come up again. Suckling, they've got to be patient. They don't want to rush it. What a ball that was. And Ranieri gets, Leyland getting the touch. Boyle with a chance, but will they go for the shot or keep a bit of possession? Edwards is off her line, and I think the referee's got that one wrong. And Ranieri goes for the shot. Podmore wins in front, and Boyle is looking for the ball. She can't quite latch onto it. And the Hawks again with the high press. Cobras not taking any risks. The Route 1 style of futsal from the West Coast Cobras. Long balls is all you'll see. Now we're going to see them retreat into that defensive diamond. Suckling, Boyle. There's still time for the Hawks to snag an equaliser and maybe even a winner. The ball inside from Elias, but it wasn't a good pass. Suckling and fires. But shots like that aren't going to cut it. They need to be more efficient. They've got to hit the target and test Leyland. And inside the final 3 minutes, the early first half goals are what separates the two sides. Neither side has broken the deadlock in this second half as of yet. Who will be the first to do so, if any? And now Podmore, Boyle, and she fires. That one deflected, but luckily for the Cobras, on the right side of the goal by Kontinabali. Now the Northern Hawks, they've got to work the ball quickly. On the cusp of stop clock territory now. And Suckling fires, looking for Edwards at the back post. Elias. And inside the final 2 minutes, Suckling, Edwards, a loose ball really, and the clock will stop. 1 minute and 52 left on the clock now. Ranieri chips inside, but Podmore's won it back. Ranieri again, but this time Boyle. And Elias, ball inside. Podmore shoots from range. Elias, ball inside again, and now Suckling. Can she get the shot off? Blocked by Cochrane. The Cobras live to die another day. Edwards high off her line. The Hawks with all the momentum. Into an open net. Can Conti finish? It's gonna hit the post. That would have sealed the 3 points for the Cobras. Conti getting awfully unlucky there. The Hawks will ride their luck. And as I catch your breath, so too the Northern Hawks. Podmore, Boyle, down the line. And the Northern Hawks are going to get it back. Podmore, Boyle, inside to Podmore. And that shot blocked by Ranieri. It was on target. 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the match. The Cobras hold a narrow 1-goal advantage. And will Marco Khan's goal be enough for all 3 points? Or can the Hawks claw themselves back into the match? They're within a kick now, and as the referee just straight inside the goalpost. And Boyle! Saved to the near post by Leyland, but the ball's still alive here, and Leyland again pounces on it. And she plays Bates. It goes over the top for Cochrane. It's a good ball, but Cochrane couldn't bring it down. It's only eaten up 15 seconds. And Carla Edwards, a long throw. Bates brings it down nicely. And Podmore looking to snatch that one off Cochrane, and she's got the benefit of the call. And Suckling, the naturally aspirated left footer, she will be in prime position to hit that pass to the back post. And Podmore looking for the header Edwards. But the ball a couple of centimetres too high. And the Hawks have to throw everything at the West Coast Cobras. Ranieri, and the ball given away in the middle. And Boyle looked to pull the trigger, or could have pulled the trigger rather, but looked to lay off Suckling. And the Northern Hawks with all the momentum. The Cobras just soaking up the pressure. Ball in the corner. Podmore across the face of goal. Eleanor Bates to win the game, but it's off target. And with 18 seconds left, the Hawks still within a chance. We saw a late goal in the previous match. And will we see another? Edwards launches it long, and it's a good throw. Flicked on. Can she finish? Leyland, Cochrane, and she might have thought there was no keeper. An awkward save from Edwards, but she gets there on the second attempt. And 5-4, Ranieri, is that going to be enough? It is. The final whistle, guys. And it's an amazing victory for the West Coast Cobras. Taylor Reid and Marco Khan's first half goals were enough for all 3 points. And it turned out it would only be consolation for Daniel Suckling when she put that one in at the end of the first half. And it's a 2-1 victory for the West Coast Cobras.